and good morning. Welcome to the Exhausted Gen Club. So, my name is Nadia and I will be your host for today's discussion. And thank you for joining us as we explore one of the most pressing issues facing students in modern education. And today's episode is titled Chasing Perfect Scores Inside the Crisis of Exam Pressure and Student Exhaustion. And this topic falls under the broader theme of current issues in education and focus on how increasing academic demands, perfectionism, and exam-oriented learning environments are affecting student mental health and overall well-being. Across the world, students are facing unprecedented level of academic pressure. The pursuit of high grades, university admission, scholarship, and future career opportunities has created a culture where success is often measured solely through academic performance. While achievement and hard work are important, excessive pressure can lead to anxiety, burnout, and emotional exhaustion. In today's discussion, we will examine this issue from multiple perspectives, and we will explore both the psychological and sociological factors that contribute to student stress, as well as the real-life experience of students who face this challenge every day. Joining me today are three speakers who will help us better understand this topic. First, we have Mas Dalina Haifa, who will speak from the perspective of educational psychology and explain how academic stress, perfectionism, and burnout affect students' mental health. And next, we have Anandita Ferisaputri, who will provide a sociological perspective and discuss how educational system, competition, and social expectation contribute to exam pressure. And lastly, we have Asharina Ramanita, our student representative, who will share personal experiences and insight about navigating academic demands in higher education. So, thank you all for being here today. Let's start our discussion today. Okay, so let's begin our discussion by examining the psychological impact of academic pressure on students. And first, I will ask Alina from a psychological perspective. So, what do you think this phenomena is happening?
Okay, thank you, Nadia. To understand this issue, we first need to define several important concepts like academic stress, perfectionism, anxiety, and burnout. Academic stress occurs when students feel that academic demands exceed their ability to cope effectively. A moderate level of stress can be beneficial because it motivates students to study and meet deadlines. However, when stress becomes excessive and persistent, it can negatively affect mental health. Another important concept is perfectionism. Many students believe that success means achieving perfect scores and avoiding mistakes at all costs. They often set unrealistically high standards for themselves and become highly critical whenever they fall short of those expectations. The difference between healthy motivation and unhealthy pressure is extremely important. Healthy motivation encourages growth and learning. Unhealthy pressure, on the other hand, causes students to focus only on outcomes rather than the learning process. As a result, many students develop anxiety. They worry constantly about examination, grades, and future opportunities. Even small mistakes can feel like major failures. Burnout is another serious consequence. Burnout refers to a state physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. Students experiencing burnout often lose motivation, struggle to concentrate, and feel emotionally drained. For example, imagine a student who received a score of 95 out of out of 100. Instead of celebrating their achievement, they focus entirely on the 5 points they lost. This is a common example of perfectionistic thinking. Another psychological factor is fear of failure. Many students believe that poor academic performance will disappoint their parents, teachers, or even themselves. Consequently, they become afraid of taking risks, asking questions, or trying new learning strategies. Social media can intensify this feeling. Students are constantly exposed to posts about scholarship, awards, internship, and academic achievement. While these posts may be inspiring, they can also encourage unhealthy comparison. Over time, students may begin to connect their self-worth with their academic performance. They may believe that a good grade means they are valuable, while a poor grade means they are inadequate. Unfortunately, excessive pressure often produces the opposite of its intended effect. Instead of improving performance, high levels of anxiety can reduce concentration, memory, and problem-solving abilities. In the long term, chronic stress may affect confidence, motivation, and overall well-being even after students leave school or university.
Okay, so that is very important point. So the pursuit of perfect grade can actually reduce student enjoyment of learning.
Exactly, Nadia. When students become obsessed with outcomes, they often lose curiosity and intrinsic motivation. Learning becomes a source of pressure rather than personal growth.
Alright, thank you Alina for the explanation that helped us understand the human side of this issue. And we have heard about the psychological side. Now, let's continue to the sociological perspective. And from Dita, from your opinion, why do many students feel pressured to achieve the perfect scores?
So thank you, Nadia. So from a sociological perspective, exam pressure is not only an individual problem. It is also shaped by the education system and the society also. And one important concept is cram culture. So this cram culture basically refers to a situation where students spend extra hours of studying, attending tutoring centers, and preparing for exams because they believe that high scores are the key of get success. And this culture develops in education system that place a strong emphasis on academic achievement and test results. Also, another factor is the structure of the education system itself. In many countries, students are evaluated mainly through examination, rankings, and standardized tests. And because this has happened because university admissions, scholarship, and future opportunities often depend on these results. And students feel intense pressure to perform well. And then competition also plays a major role. Like, however, not all students compete under the same conditions, right? And students like from wealthier families usually have a greater access to private tutoring, maybe learning materials, and they have educational support. Meanwhile, students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds may have a fewer resources, and this thing making the competition feels unequal. So, and also school culture and social expectation can encourage perfectionism. Many schools celebrate top performing students, which this can create the impression that academic excellence is the only measure of success. And also, I think parental and social expectation also contribute to this pressure that parents often want the best future for their children, right? And while society tends to associate high grades with intelligence, success, and social status. And as a result, students may feel that they must constantly achieve excellent results to gain recognition. Also, when these factors combined, students can experience long-term stress, burnout, and exhaustion. Therefore, students' pressure is not simply caused by a personal weakness, it is largely influenced by a broader educational structures and social expectation.
That's a very interesting perspective. So, exam pressure is actually not only about students' attitudes, but also about how educational system and society shape their experiences.
Exactly, Nadia. So, if we want to reduce the risk of burnout and exhaustion, we need to look beyond individual students and consider changes in the educational environment itself.
Okay, now let's moving directly to the student's perspective on this issue, because we need to ground the board data we just discussed into actual life reality. And here we have Asharina as a student representative. How does this academic pressure actually show up in your day-to-day routine?
To connect with that data, the undergraduate experience in teacher training is currently defined by what experts call temporal poverty, which simply means several lack of free time. As a fourth semester English education major, my peers and I have to balance advanced grammar theory with heavy literature analysis. After our regular lectures, we go straight into required phonology labs and peer evaluation session. I usually get back to my dorm around 19:30, and that is when the second phase of independent work begins. Grading mock essays, analyzing texts, and lesson planning mean that our mental labor rarely stops before 2 a.m.
And so we are looking at a 16-hour workday for you on young adult, leaving almost no time for mental recovery.
Yeah, exactly. The result is chronic, widespread burnout. Even worse, this environment creates a negative psychological habit, which is tying our entire self-worth to our grades. If I try to take time off to rest, it causes deep anxiety and guilt. There is a constant narrative in our department that any break means you are falling behind in the competitive job market. We are trapped in a system where rest is treated as a weakness or an academic liability.
This aligns perfectly with psychological studies on performance contingent self-worth. When a student's identity becomes completely tied to their test scores, any academic struggle threatens their basic emotional stability. How does this pressure show up during high stress moments?
Look at the mid-semester exam period. After going almost 48 hours without sleep, surviving entirely on caffeine and panic, I had a severe physical breakdown during a high-stakes linguistic exam. As soon as I got the test paper, even though I knew the material perfectly, my mind completely froze. I started hyperventilating and my hands shook so badly that I had to excuse myself to the restroom to hide the creases. But the most important point is how I judged myself afterward. I did not see it as a health issue. Instead, I saw it as a personal and intellectual failure. the common mindset among college students is that our GPA, grade point average, is our entire identity. If that number drops, our self-esteem completely collapses.
Alright, a powerful example of an educational system that cares more about high scores than human well-being. Thank you for clarifying this deep connection between academic pressure and student anxiety from the perspective of our future teacher.
Thank you. I'm glad we could bring light to this.
Okay, that was the wonderful discussion that we have. Thank you for all the speakers for your valuable insight. Before we conclude the discussion, I would like to ask to reflect on what we have learned from today's discussion. And first, I will ask Alina, based on the psychological impact we have discussed, what change do you think are most important?
Okay, from my perspective, school and universities should place greater emphasis on student well-being alongside academic achievement. Mental health support services, stress management programs, and healthy study habits become an essential part of education. Success should not come at the expense of students' psychological health.
Okay, thank you Alina for the explanation. And next, for Dita, what is your reflection from a sociological perspective?
Okay, so I think basically I believe that educational institutions should reconsider how success is defined and measured. So while examinations are important, I think students should not be evaluated only through test scores. I think more balanced system that values creativity, maybe like critical thinking, collaboration, and more personal development can help reduce unhealthy competition and excessive pressure of students. So yeah.
Okay, so that's the most important point from your opinion. And then for Asya, after sharing your experience, what change would you like to see?
As a student, I would like to see a learning environment where rest and well-being are viewed as a necessary part of success rather than a sign of weakness. Student needs opportunity to learn, grow, and make mistakes without feeling that every result will determine their entire future.
Okay, thank you. It is clear that addressing student exhaustion requires both individual support and systematic change. Academic achievement and mental well-being should work together rather than compete with one another. Okay, finally, as we come to the end of today's episode of the Exhausted Gen Club podcast, let me reflect on the key points from our discussion today. We have learned that the crisis of exam pressure and student exhaustion is a complex issue shaped by both psychological and social factors. And Alina already explains how academic stress, perfectionism, anxiety, and also burnout can significantly affect student mental health and overall well-being. And also, Dita highlight the role of educational system, competition, crowd culture, and societal expectation in creating environments where students feel constant pressure to perform. Finally, Asya already shared a powerful first-hand perspective from the student, how this pressure influences students' daily life, self-worth, and emotional health. And one important message emerged from all this perspective: education should not only focus on academic achievement, but also on the well-being of the learners. While striving for excellence is valuable, students should not have to sacrifice their mental health in the pursuit of perfect scores. Creating healthier education environments require cooperation among school, university, family, policymakers, and students themselves. By promoting balanced learning, realistic expectation, and stronger mental health support, we can help the student succeed without experiencing unnecessary burnout and exhaustion. So, I would like to say thank you for our speaker, Alina, Dita, and Asya for sharing their knowledge and experience. And thank you to our audience for joining us today. This has been the Exhausted Game Club, and I'm Nadia, and we hope this discussion encourage meaningful conversation about creating a more supportive and sustainable future for education. Until next time, thank you for listening. See you to the next episode, guys.